Hey guys, this is Camper15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys. And this is another Food Wars Season 5 episode review for you guys. And yeah, this episode was another really good episode. I think this is like legit one of the first many episodes where we get the certain types of questionable scenes we get out of Food Wars. Um, yeah, can I just say this? Rantabi is one of my favorite female characters. Her character is just hilarious. Can I just say that? Her character is hilarious when she was trying to show up someone like, this isn't good. Well, I guess it's kind of good. I think she's more of an adorable character and stuff like that. I will say this: she is thick, my guys. She is my thick, or she is thick. I will give her credit there. She is thick. Yeah. Anyways, instead of talking about how thick Rantabi is, they got another good episode here on Food Wars, and yeah. Tsukasa's returns here, and it was much appreciated. I love seeing Tsukasa's here. Although he was somewhat the antagonist in the last season, here he is, real. He's much needed. He's that one character that was like, just like, oh, there for funny entertainment. And it's good to see a former rival of Soma be here. Now, Tsukasa, when he first shows up, he's like happy that he sees Megami, Takami, and Soma all there and stuff like that. And he's just talking, and they're just shocked that he's here too. And they're like, "Wow, I never thought you'd get an invite and stuff like that." But yeah, he's there. Next thing you know, Rantabi shows up and she's like, "Look, their next trial is things about convenience store items, or food." And what essentially they have to do, they have two chances, and they have to create a dish that is over $100, which in Japan, that's 10,000 yen, and they have 60 minutes, which is essentially an hour to do that. Now, Tsukasa challenges Soma to see which dish will be of a higher profit, which, hey, they're keeping the rivalry still going on, and it's a fun little, challenge. Someone's like, all right, let's go, let's do this. So Soma actually runs into the director of the Japanese Cuisine Industries Committee, Ozumi Kakino Shin. I think he was, I can't remember, but I think he was a character from the past seasons. I think he was a judge in the past seasons. I can't remember really fully, but definitely, I definitely do believe that he was a character in the past season. It's been so long since I've seen past seasons of Food Wars, so I wouldn't remember. And yeah, so we also see, I guess, his assistant or some other guy named Seishu Satami. And essentially, they'd say, oh, look, they're there to prevent Nor from winning, and they are essentially kind of, I guess, backing Tsukasa's in some sort of like, I guess you could say some sort of like sponsorship type of way. Like they're backing Tsukasa's to beat him, which, hey, it's completely that's actually a pretty good idea. Like, get one of the best cooks at Totsuki to go up against Noir people, and you know, put a stop to them. And I saw the ending. They did they instead in the ending. When they did the whole um Ashahi and Soma little side by side thing, they did it different where now instead of Soma there, it's Tsukasa. Now I think what's going to happen, and I'll probably say that later. I'll actually say that for later in my speculations and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's like I said, I think it's pretty interesting that these two people are backing Tsukasa to go up against Nor. Like I said, it makes sense. He was the number one seed at Totsuki, and he's like, you see in these articles, he's being fought over for somebody to have his, rights for cooking and stuff for all these chefs, or all these like restaurants and stuff like that because his cooking is so good. So, anyways, Soma, he goes into the convenience stores. They legit have a convenience store where people are just, getting items. So Soma's like, oh, this is my specialty. This should be like a piece of cake. So Soma, After making his food, he goes up to Rantabi and he makes an instant canned beef sukiyaki set. Now Rantabi eats it, but she gives him negative 14 points because he didn't read the rules. He didn't read the rules, and essentially what's Rantabi was saying is like, look, this dish, it didn't satisfy me, to be honest. If anything, you wasted the ingredients you used. And I guess we also get another revelation. The more these cooks use the I guess convenience store food, I guess the more the WGO has to pay back for using this convenience store, because of course it's like, well, you're giving them free food for cooking, you're still gonna have to pay them regardless. So yeah, and that's essentially the thing. So yeah, so then Tsukasa comes up and this entices her, and Tsukasa makes his dish is a beef and chicken recital with glaze accompaniment. This obviously leads into the very, very let's just say let's let's just say something you would see on a dirty website for animes. Rule 34. Um, let's just say they did that scene obviously, which it was hilarious. And heck, even before that, when she was trying the food, I kid you not, Rentabi was like touching herself like she was about to do something to herself. I'm keeping it as PG as I can, but she was like touching her body and everything. Like, started from her neck, she went all the way down to the point she like touched her pelvis area. So if you're a fan of that stuff, you got your enjoyment. Um, yeah, I was like, wow, they are, whoo, they are really like really showing, well, not showing a lot, but they really are trying to make some people hungry for Rantabi, aren't they? Yeah. Anyways, that happens. He ends up passing. He gets like $547 for his worth. So yeah, then so much. So then this is when I start to like Rantabi's character, and she's like, "Okay, you're not done yet. Just because you failed on the first time, you still have another try." She's like, "You must go ahead and try to bring out your dish and not waste the ingredients." And I just like Rantabi's character here. Like, she's like being the typical stuck up, character that's like, "Well, Soma Yukihira, what are you gonna do now?" And stuff like that. So then, you know, so there was this one funny scene between the two where Soma actually has like legit bags full of things, and she's like, "What the hell are you doing? You're taking all the food." He's like, "Well, obviously, I'm gonna have to try to find a way to entice you to like my food, so I'm gonna have to take all of this regardless." And that I just found it. That's why I don't know. I love Rentabi's character. She's easily like, honestly, to be honest, she's like a top 10 character, a top 10 girl character for me. Top 10 character in general. I have much better characters than Rentabi, but in terms of the girl characters, she's obviously in my top 10. Honestly, in my top 10, maybe top 5, because I just like her character so much. And again, like I said, she is thick in them legs, bro. Anyways, Soma goes on to present his second dish, and his second dish is out of season Super Oshi, is Super Ososhi set. I know I'm saying this all wrong and stuff like that, but hey, that's the best I can do. Anyways, so Rentabi, she's not looking impressed at all. She's like, bro, this looks exactly the same thing like you gave me last time. And she takes the first bite and she's like, bro, like Soma, come on. This is the same exact. It tastes the same exact food like the last dish. But then all of a sudden you see something happen, and then all of a sudden she's like, as you see her pan and eat more, it cuts to the scene where she's like just gulping things down her throat, and she's eating more and more and more. And I forgot the word she used, but she's just like this, like something like saying this dish is like really freaking good, and I have a my appetite's still more like I'm still having more of an appetite. And then that's when she gets the whole, and then they have this funny thing where Soma looks like a really bad freaking guy. And he's like, "So tell me, how is it? How much is this worth?" And then, obviously Rentavi's like, "Oh, no." And then she has, again, another of those moments, as we know Food Wars to have, and stuff like that, which was funny. Like she was even coming to him like, this food is so good that it's like he's like stripping my clothes off and stuff like that. As you see the clothes go off her body. Yeah. Yes. Very suggestive scene there. It's actually one of the few times we actually get these scenes. They really have toned it down, in terms of that. And look, that's just fan service purpose. That Food Wars does that for just fan service, you know, reasons. Not to say that I don't enjoy it. It is still interesting that there's hasn't been a lot of that stuff, this season. But I think it's because they want to focus more on the story here than just focus on all the fan servicey type of things and stuff like that. So yeah, this time Soma actually, you made use of the ingredients much more than he did last time, the first go around, and then he ends up passing. What I did find funny is, he's like, okay, how much did I make for this thing? Because him and Tsukasa are doing like a little competition, and Rantabi goes in well, and she's like, oh shoot, I don't have nothing else. So she gives him this she gives him like a few dollars and some change. And she's like, that's probably like gonna be $100. He's like, wait, this is not the full thing. Tell me how is it? And she goes in because she's even like searching all over herself, like, I don't have no more money. No, 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 no. And she goes back in the convenience store. She's like, I think I forgot a dollar bill or something like that, which was freaking hilarious. So yeah, that was like Rentavi, waifu material, waifu material. That's just me, but waifu's material is for her. Now we actually cut up to what Erina's doing, and at the end, Erina, who looks literally exhausted, we find out she passed her first trial and she beat every freaking cook. And then next thing you know, they put her right back into the fire. The next thing, the people who lost at the second gate are her next trial. So it seems like Erina's going to be facing up against people who, are cooks, and they gotta, I guess, cook. I guess you could say they have to outcook her or something like that. So yeah, it's it, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting and stuff like that. So yeah, so we cut back to Soma and Tsukasa. They're talking. Soma actually asks Tsukasa's like, "Yo, where's Rindo? Actually, didn't she get an invite or something like that? Knowing if you got one, shouldn't she get one?" And Tsukasa's like, "Well, actually, she did get an invite. The only reason why she ain't here is she's actually stopping poachers, who are going after rare animals for like obviously food purposes and stuff like that. Because we all know Rendo loves animals. Tsukasa actually goes on to say that these poachers apparently have a connection to Noir, and he's doing this so he can quell her, I guess you can say her rage against people who are going after those animals. So it's a nice thing. I definitely do ship Tsukasa and Rendo, bro. I definitely do ship them. Those two are definitely like in love with each other. Those two definitely got to be in love with each other, especially with the hints they gave us at the end of season 4 and stuff like that. So essentially, it cuts to the bookmaster, and the bookmaster is just shocked that, oh wow, seems like a lot of people are passing, huh? So then, next thing you know, the bookmaster wants everybody to know what the third trial is going to be. And essentially, the bookmaster goes on the screen and says, whoever wins the blue competition, I'm going to add an extra stipulation. And that extra stipulation is, you're just going to be my personal chef. And all the judges there, like Rantabi and the others, they're shocked. It's almost like, what's so important about that? And essentially, this one old guy says, like, well, people at that rank, they not only get paid a lot of money, but they serve at WGO meetings. It's essentially, you're making big bank if you, like, do that. And essentially, if your dishes please the bookmaster, that means you're like really freaking good. So yeah, that is interesting in terms of themes. So now at the end of the episode, the third gate opens and she's like, okay, war members, show me your full potential. And you see the one chick in the police outfit legit pull out a freaking chainsaw. I'm like, what is this? Some kind of horror movie now? Or the movie Chainsaw? So that's where the episode ends off, and I'm guessing I don't know what's implied. I'm guessing what they're gonna do is, I'm guessing everybody is gonna go up against the Noir members and gets like a food battle. something similar to, I guess, what Erina's doing. And I guess in order to pass the next round, they gotta beat these guys in terms of their cooking or what dish they make. So yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. Will we see Takumi, Megumin, and Soma? Well, will we see Takumi, Megumin maybe drop out again? We didn't. They were present in the episode, but they didn't really focus on them. It was kind of a Soma slash Tsukasa's focus episode. That's the only other thing I guess I can say that's kind of a criticism I give you. I know you can't probably put their scenes in it, but I really would like to know what Takumi and Megumin are doing. That is one thing I say I would like to see, but hey, you can only do so much in an episode. Yeah. So that's where the episode ends off. So maybe this will be the next part where Takumi and Megumin they'll go down and they'll I guess won't go any farther. I think Soma and Tsukasa are both gonna go as far. I definitely believe they're gonna go all the way to Asahi. Asahi was in this and he was watching, so he was pretty intrigued, especially from Tsukasa's. And like I said in the ending, when they do the side by side where they're crossing each other, instead of showing Asahi and Soma, they showed Asahi and Tsukasa. My speculation, my prediction, is maybe Tsukasa goes up against Asahi, but he ends up losing as well, and Soma's gonna be the only one left to defeat Asahi. So yeah, that's what it looks like it's gonna go. I'm gonna be very intrigued to see what this is going. Also, they're keeping the Bookmaster hidden for a certain reason. Albeit, if you watch the endings, you can possibly tell who it might be, which I think it more than likely will probably be Erina's mom or something like that. Because even I think in the silhouette they showed, her hair was, I think, the same colored hair as Erina's, and stuff like that. So I'm guessing it is going to be Erina's mom. Because like I said, in the ending, they don't even show her. They show they just white out her face, which that's a nice way to keep things. And so I figured the Bookmaster is going to be Erina's mom because the dad was of high status. It would only make sense that the mom is of high status as well. So yeah. But that's really it for this episode. This episode was good, and I can't wait to see you next week. So yeah, other than that, I'm gonna get over and I'll catch you guys in the next video. So if you guys like this video, leave a like. Put in the comment section where you think Food Wars is going. Again, no spoilers regarding to stuff in the manga happening for next week. And yeah, also hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Food Wars content. So till then, guys, I'm gonna get over. Hopefully, you guys are having a great rest of your day. Peace.